So in the previous lecture, we have configured the VPN in our machine. So you could see that when we just search for our public IP, it was perfectly working. It just shows us the information about the country where I am not currently in. But in the case of a DNS, you could see there was a leak, and this is very dangerous. This can be very dangerous. If you do any illegal stuff, then authority can just track you and get down to your service provider, from where they can just get your information, everything about you, or basically your internet access and everything. So this is very dangerous. So anything that the hackers want is anonymity. So hackers would be so hard to be detected, so they want to remain at least anonymous, so that there is no chance that there will be 100% anonymous, but we have to try to remain at most the case where we are not being exposed completely. So we have seen the virtual private network way, but this was not effective because there was a DNS leak. So next one would be your proxy server, and we have the next one is RDP, which is also remote desktop protocol. But now we'll see about the proxy chains, the very relative and very reliable. So it is much secured, much faster than the VPN. So let's see how we can just see the proxy chains setup and work in this lecture. So first of all, what you need to do is open your Kali Linux. So before just jumping into the configuration, I have to tell you that this Kali Linux comes with pre-installed packages of proxy chains. That means we don't need to install the packages separately for the proxy chains. So it is very easier to configure the proxy chains in the Kali Linux and some other Linux distros too. So just keeping that mind. So next thing what you need to do is, basically we have seen in the VPN too that we get the intermediary machine IP. So instead of our own IP, this has given us some other IP, so that the tracing IP addresses or leak of the IP addresses is not possible. But in this lecture, we'll see about the proxy chains. So if you have heard about the proxy, so if I just open here in this Mozilla Firefox, and if I just go to maybe the settings, so it is right here, preference, and now if I just go down, then you will see that it has the network proxy. Let me open the settings. Then you will see that it has the configuration for our manual proxy configuration right over here. So you can see we have the SOX version 4, SOX version 5. So SOX version 4 is quite relatively older than this SOX version 5. So this is newer and this is faster than version 4. So we have also the HTTP proxy that is used by the Tor browser. So we have here the bunch of stuff that we need to set up, but this is for the proxy. So we are going to use the proxy chains in this lecture. So you might wonder what is the difference, or what is the basically usage of this proxy and the proxy chains. So first of all, this proxy will be going to work only on this browser. So if you just configure this proxy, and if I just run maybe here, if I want to run, let me just say Nmap, if this is the tool to configure the client that is connected to your network. So if I just open this Nmap, you will see that, okay, instead of Nmap, let me say Genmap. If I say open the Genmap, and if I just run this Nmap, then you will see this is the tool that will just target some of the clients, and basically will just make complete Nmap or a Genmap or a port scanner in the next upcoming lecture using the Python. But for now, you can just see that we can just target some of the client to get its MAC addresses and IP addresses from this application. But if you just use this Genmap from this proxy, then it is not going to work, because this can be traced. So someone can just trace this activity in your machine, but they cannot trace only this internet access that you have with this proxy. So just remember that proxy is going to work inside this browser only. Outside that browser, it is not going to work. This every pen testing you do on this machine will be transparent if you use this proxy. But in the case of proxy chains, so this is important. In the case of a proxy chains, everything you do on this machine will remain anonymous. So that is very important part of the proxy chain. We could even see that in this browser. If I see in the VPN case, it was the VPN, or basically the DNS was leaked in the case of VPN, but we'll now see in a minute that how this is rectified using the proxy chains. So let me just configure that proxy chains, and I've already told you before that proxy chains comes as prepackaged in the case of the Kali Linux, so that we don't have to install it manually. So let me just remove this GenMap2. So now first of all, what you need to do is simply you will open your terminal as always. So let me just open this terminal, and let me just go to this etc folder. And now we have to configure the proxy chain. So in order to configure proxy chains, I'll use this nano, which is obviously the editor, and now I'll say that it is proxy chains which we want to just change, and we want this configuration to be changed. So let me just make this view much more bigger. So you could see this is our proxy chains configuration file over here. So this is very important file. So you can see a lot of stuff over here. You can see the dynamic chain, strict chain, random chain. If you just go down, you could see the random chain, the proxy format list, the proxy, everything over here. So I'll just go one by one over here. So first of all, you can see that we have this bunch of tunneling proxy here. So we have seen something like this in the case of this Firefox 2. There was a proxy named HTTP SOCKS 4, SOCKS 5. So basically these are the connection proxy server. So you could see these are all the server, and it supports the tunneling procedure. That means you will just get different IP address with each of these tunneling proxifiers or these proxy servers. So just remember that every will have its own benefit, and the faster one over here is SOCK 5, which we will be used in this lecture. We will be using this in the lecture. So the next thing what this proxy chain is capable about is it can be mixed up with a different proxy type in this list, that is with the HTTP, with the SOCKS 4, with the SOCKS 5, or basically with the version. And it also supports any kind of chaining option methods like random. You can take here there is a random or basically a dynamic chain you can see here, or the strict chain. So this is the important part. We'll see about this in a minute, but here you can see that proxy chain can also be used with different server like a SendMail server or a Squid server, and it can be also used to handle the client application. I have already told you before that anything you do in this machine will remain anonymous if you use these proxy chains. That means if you just use GenMap, or if you use Burpsuite, or if you use any Maltego or any application in this Kali Linux will remain anonymous, so no one can trace you with these proxy chains. So first of all, let's see about here that what we have just given the information. So first of all, I have told already that these are these proxifiers, or basically the proxy servers that we are going to connect with this Tor configuration. So first of all, we have to make use of these proxy chains to connect with the Tor network using this tunneling proxifier with the DNS. So next thing you can see down here is this dynamic chain. So it is very important. So you can see that the tunneling proxifier is one type of a chaining process. So what is chaining is basically you are just making VPN server. So if you just remember what we just learned in the Tor section was the Tor node. So there was a Tor node which was going to encrypt the message that is sent from one server to the client, or basically the transmission of the message was encrypted using that Tor node. Same is with the case of dynamic chain. It will give the different proxies or different server between the message transmission. That means each connection will be encrypted, or it will be encrypted in a way that there will be the chained proxy. There will be the multiple proxy that this application or this working of this application will go through. It might be slower than the original or this maybe with this random chain, but it is much more secure than any other chain. So if I just go over here, and we are going to use this dynamic chain in this lecture, so you have to only uncomment it right here. So in order to use dynamic chain, just simply unchain that, or basically uncomment that, and the strict chain is going to give you only one proxy. So you can see in the dynamic chain, I have just forgot to mention you one thing over here. It has just given us that information saying at least one proxy must be online to play in a chain. That means it is a faster chain than ever, because the dead proxies are skipped. So it will just make a list of these proxies, and it will just see see if these proxies are active or not, and if these proxies are not active, then it is not going to route through that proxies. That means it will just see which one are active and which one are dead, and based on that it will just route our information through the active chain, and basically it is faster than other. And you can see the strict chain. Now we are not using strict chain, that means we have to comment this out, strict chain, and the strict chain will just get through the chained proxy, and in this case it will have only one proxy, and this is what we are normally going to use in the normal action. And the next one, and the most transparent one, is here the random chain. This is not going to make any encryption. This is normal. This will have the transparency. Anyone can see your IP address, can get your location trace, so anyone can do check on your system information, everything with this random chain. That means there is no security whatsoever in the case of the random chain. So you can see that chain length and quiet mode, so they are not the important information. But the next one over here, saying that proxy DNS request, no leak for DNS data. This is very important. If you want that there should not be any DNS leak, then this should be uncommented out. So if you just remember from the VPN section, our DNS was completely leaked. We saw how our information, how our router information, routing information, and the DNS server information, ISP information was completely leaked. That means authority can just get back on us and knock on the door if you do any illegal action. That means we have to now uncomment this out, which is proxy DNS. So that is the main important of these proxy chains, that will just give us the power to remain anonymous in any cases. So the next one you can see over here is a proxy list format. So you can see this format over here: SOCKS version 5, HTTP, SOCKS version 4, and the HTTP again. So the first one over here is obviously the IP address. The next one is your port where this SOCKS 5 is running, and the next one information over here is your username and the password. So this is the format for this connection proxy servers. So next one you can see here is a proxy list. So we are going to change something in this proxy list. So what we're gonna do here is we have to now change something in this proxy. So let's go right here and let's add our service in this tunnel. So first of all, what you need to do is you have to add SOCK 5, and after that just give one tab so that it will just go under this routing services, or basically your local IP addresses. I'll just give the local host, and the port will be same as before, 9050. Let me just save this. So in order to save, you have to simply press Ctrl O and just press enter, Ctrl X to exit. Now we have successfully saved our proxy chains and the configuration was successfully done. So if you want to see that what we have to do now, then this proxy chain should simultaneously work with our Tor network. That means we have already learned about the Tor in the previous lecture. We saw how to start our Tor in the case where we just made our onion routing, our own website that is hosted locally in our machine. Then we saw how to just activate the Tor status in our machine. So we'll do the same for here, but before that let me see if this Tor service is active or not. So in order to see if this Tor is active or not, we'll make use of this syntax which will just show the status, and it is saying inactive. That means this Tor is dead. So we have to start the Tor network right now. So if it was running for you, then first of all you have to stop that, and stopping the Tor is with the service Tor and stop method. But instead of stop, I have to start because I haven't started the Tor over here. My Tor was dead. So I'll just start the Tor services with this command saying service Tor start. Let me just hit enter. Then it is running. So our Tor is running. Now next thing what you need to do is use the proxy chains. So let's see how we can use the proxy chains. So in order to use the proxy chains, we have the command that is saying proxy chains Firefox. Let me just have a internet access with this proxy chains. So before doing that, let me just close this Firefox running over here. So I want to just surf some website with this proxy chains from the Tor network. So I have to now give some information. Let me say I want to just go to the google.com, and if I hit enter, it is going to work and it is going to give us the information about this. So only the tor command will not start this tor command using any service command. So simply write tor all in lowercase, simply hit enter, and it has done its job. It has now installed, or basically the service tor has been started. So what I want to do is now open the next terminal, and now we'll do same thing that we just did before. So now I'll just say proxy chains, and I'll just run in this Firefox, and now let's see if this works or not. So I'll just say docgo.com, and if I just hit enter, then let it give a time, and okay, this is working. So now it is working, and if you see in here, then there is a chains. So this is what we call the dynamic chain. So you could see it has linked our services, or basically our browser has been linked to many of these services, many of these chains. So we have a tunneling process over here. We have done the DNS request, some were denied, some were passed, and basically this is the way to configure your dynamic chain on the proxy chains. So let's see how we can just make use of these proxy chains now. So let me just go over here, and let's see our IP address. So I'll just say what is my IP address. You have seen now the IP address has been changed. So it has been changed to United States. So this was done obviously by the VPN book. Also we have done this same change in the IP address with the case of VPN book. Now I want to change, or I want to see the DNS leak. So let's see if this proxy chains work with the DNS leak or not. So now it has given us again with the another IP address, that is Netherlands, and basically you can go to that proxy chains, or basically to that terminal, to see we have now so much of chaining process going on over here. Let me go back to the Firefox and let me see the standard test. So this was going to give us the DNS transparency, or basically this was going to give us the information about the actual server before in the case of that VPN. But now you can clearly see in the case of a proxy chains, there is no leak of a DNS. It has shown that the server is from Germany, not the actual server, nothing about the internet service provider information. It has given this bunch of IP addresses, level of communication, and you could see that I have the 5 server that is found in within a minute, maybe within 10 seconds. So let me just resend this again, and you will see again the chains, and basically it is done by the proxy chains. So you could see the importance of this proxy chains. You could clearly see now it has been again changed to Frankfurt, which is basically the place where you can see that this is the new IP addresses that it has been hooked up, or basically it has been chained, and you could see within a minute there is a responses going on over here in the terminal. So this is very important of the proxy chains. It will just give us the powerful tool in order to just make sure that there is no DNS leak and there is no IP transparency going on. So next thing what you can do is, let me just remove this again, and let me just close this out, and instead of this store, let me also close this store, and now let me just run again this service with maybe start command. And now let me do something like opening the nmap with this proxy chain. So I've already said you before that this proxy chain is going to just make you anonymity in any of the application that work with this system. It is not going to give us the anonymity only with the Firefox. It is going to give us with any application that is inside this Kali Linux. So I'll just say I want the nmap to run, and it has to scan the port. So it should be 192.168.1.1, and the subnet will be 24, which would denotes that I want from 1 to 254 subnets of this network. So let me just hit enter, and let's see if this works or not. So let me just go over here, and let's see the working of the nmap. So it has again shown us the timeout, but we'll just wait for a moment, and let's see if this works or not. So you could clearly see I have gone now the IP addresses. I have also gone basically the MAC addresses, IP addresses of the client that is connected to this network. You can also see some of the ports that is open to that system. So you can do simply something like, okay, nmap, and if you just know the IP addresses of that system, maybe if I want to just get these technologies IP addresses or any information about this technology, you can simply type that technology and see what the ports are opened and what ports are vulnerable. So if I just hit enter, then it will just give some of the ports and the information about the MAC address. So maybe there is no port that is open. So this is the information that we can gather from the nmap, and we use the proxy chains as a service that will just bound with the Tor network to remain anonymous while hacking. So this is important lecture. So we saw how we can make use of the proxy chains. We made the configuration with the help of dynamic chains, and we just made that there is no DNS leak now from our system, and the IP was changed accordingly. So this will be wrap for this lecture. See you in the next one.